A man called me while I was washing dishes and said he forgot to disconnect his CCTV. He asked if my wife was home.
It was a Tuesday evening. I was washing dishes when an unknown number flashed on my phone. I almost let it go to voicemail, but some gut feeling made me pick up. The man on the other end was polite, almost hesitant. He said he used to own our house. He apologized for the random call, explaining that he'd made a pretty big mistake when he moved out. He said he'd been getting motion alerts for days and only just realized what he was looking at. His voice got lower, more uneasy, like he was struggling to find the right words. Then he asked, "Is your wife home?" I told him she was and asked why. The silence that followed felt like an eternity. Finally, he said, "I think you need to see this for yourself." He offered to send the footage, adding that he was truly, deeply sorry. When the files arrived, I couldn't bring myself to open them right away. My mind raced with excuses. It had to be a mistake. Outdated clips, maybe? Just shadows playing tricks on the camera. I told myself anything to avoid the heavy, sinking feeling that was already creeping in. The alternative felt too devastating to even consider. Later that night, long after everyone had gone to bed, I sat alone in the dim glow of the living room. I took a deep breath and opened the first video file. It was my kitchen. My own kitchen? My wife was there, leaning against the counter, laughing, completely at ease. She looked so happy, so carefree. What were they doing? My mother glanced at the front door, then gave a slight nod. A man I recognized instantly. Someone I considered a friend, someone I trusted. The truth unfolded right there on the screen. I saw their conversations, the easy way they interacted, the secret plans they made. It wasn't just a simple betrayal, it was coordinated. Strangely, my hands didn't shake. My heart didn't pound in my chest, I just felt hollow, empty. It was like a vital part of me had already been surgically removed without my knowledge. I sat there and watched every single clip. Different days, different camera angles, but always the same gut-wrenching pattern. Smiling at me just hours after these secret meetings. My mother, covering for her, patting my shoulder later that evening as if she hadn't just helped shatter years of trust. The next morning I kissed my wife goodbye just like I did every day. It felt like an out-of-body experience. I didn't accuse them. I didn't confront anyone. I didn't want the drama. What I needed was clarity. I needed a plan. Over the next week, I moved in silence. I copied all the video files. I backed them up to multiple drives. One evening, I invited everyone over for dinner. My wife, my mother, and him. There was no tension in the air, at least not from me. I told them there was something important I wanted to share. I didn't make a grand speech. I didn't raise my voice or show any anger. I just pressed play. The room collapsed into a vacuum of silence. My wife was the first to break, her sobs cutting through the stillness. My mother started rambling, trying to explain, to justify. What was there left to say? The evidence spoke for itself. When the last clip ended, I simply asked them to leave. The days that followed were strange, but they were clear. I filed for divorce. I built boundaries that would never, ever be moved again. My mother tried to reach me through relatives, sending messages filled with excuses. Forgiveness can only happen after accountability, and they were offering none. People have asked me how I managed to stay so calm through it all. I refused to lose myself in the process. Sometimes the deepest betrayal doesn't come from an enemy or a stranger. Sometimes it lives with you, eats at your table, and smiles at you every single day. Walking away from that took more strength than holding on ever did. Thanks for listening. If you have a story of your own, share it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more true stories.